Amanda the Adventurer entails a twisted story where a child, used by an evil organization known as Hamlin Entertainment, fusing her into an edutainment show for kids, which would be hunted by an eerie and demonic entity. I made a series of videos about the first game, which you can watch by clicking on the links in the description. Whoever got their hands on the haunted tapes became somehow possessed or tormented by the evil that dwells within them, eventually hunting them down in the real world. In the last game, the protagonist called Riley visits their deceased family member's house, which she inherits, finding the tapes in a box, which she starts watching, eventually leading to a masked figure emerging from the trapdoor and putting an end to the story. This time around, the story takes place in a public library where the protagonist of the game named Margaret clocks into her shift, finding a note left behind by the last person on the shift called Sophie, telling her how she found an Amanda the Adventurer tape in the book returns cabinet, instructing Margaret to take a look at it and if she can find out who it belongs to, as she didn't have time herself. Hey Margaret, found an odd tape in the book returns. Haven't looked into it myself, but I was hoping you could take a look at it when you can. It's in the locked cabinet. Also, you might need to take a look at some of the books. I've been told some of them have been tampered with. The new guy put them back in the library by mistake. Do you mind looking around and finding them? Don't stay up too late. Have a good night. Sophie. As Margaret doesn't remember the code on the cabinet where the tape is locked in, she finds the tampered with books which unveil the passcode, allowing her to open the cabinet and retrieve the strange tape labeled as "Let's Plan a Trip." Going to the kids' corner, a gripping energy draws Margaret, with the time feeling as if it's coming to a stop. In a bizarre way, the kids' corner is decorated and designed with the Amanda the Adventurer theme, having a poster of Amanda and having one of Wooly the sheep, Amanda's trusty friend whom she tormented in the last game. It's not clear to why this random public library has a theme of this not very popular kids show, which makes it seem as if there's some sort of supernatural tampering going on in here. What's interesting, however, is that this library is located where the house inherited to Riley is. The library known as Kinsdale Public Library, which is the same town Aunt Kate used to live in and have a house, which she bequeathed to Riley, who visits the house and finds out the sinister secret her late aunt was hiding. Margaret, placing the tape inside the tape player, notices that the image of Wooly has disappeared, with Amanda being only present on the main intro page. This might have sinister implications that Wooly has been killed or destroyed now, or at least put away not to cause any more disturbance to the evil Amanda who is trying to control the show and whoever is watching it. Of course, Amanda being possessed by this demonic entity, being evil. Just before the scene fades into the show playtime, a name flashes on the screen quickly and then disappearing. If pausing at just on the right time, the page shows that it's created by Sam Colton, who was the adoptive father of Rebecca Colton, a child who became the target of Hamlin Entertainment to be cast as Amanda. Sam Colton found some small success with the show, producing it on his own and creating the fun animation cartoon, but as he gets approached by the large company who want to help him and fund him make the show much bigger, things start to go sideways, with Sam even noticing that the organization producers make Rebecca recite some odd demonic verses, playing it down as normal text in the script for the show. Yet again, some other footage flashes, which seem to be from real life, being of hospital lights, as if having sinister innuendos that the organization conducted experiments on Rebecca to make her merge with the show. That's when the show begins and Amanda takes over.
Hi friends, I'm Amanda. Have you ever wanted to go far, far away?
The tape shows that Amanda talks about planning trips, having an undertone that she really wants to go far, far away, depicting how sad she is knowing the truth that she cannot and that she is a prisoner. This of course suggests how Amanda, being played by Rebecca, is somehow trapped in the show and intends to break free, but she cannot and feels saddened by reminding herself the bleak truth.
I love to daydream about all the places I could have gone. all the places we can go.
After some more indications that Amanda is Rebecca, who has become trapped in the show, and how she could have gone to so many places if not trapped, she explains that she has made a few sketches of places that she would like to visit. Some of them include Eiffel Tower in Paris, Big Ben in London, and Jesus the Redeemer in Rio de Janeiro. Firstly, Amanda asks to visit the Isle of Dead Dolls in Mexico, which, if Margaret fails to guess correctly, prompts Amanda to say that the dolls are meant to ward off evil spirits or demons, making her question if that would be true, implying how she thinks of her own demon, the demon that is possessing her and keeping her trapped, and if she can somehow use dolls to banish the demon.
The owner of the Isle of Dead Dolls hangs dolls to keep demons away. Do you think that really works?
After managing to get coins for visiting the place, Amanda then plans to go to London, selling one of her dolls to get enough coins. She explains how Mr. Rooster used to make her laugh and was dear to her, but as she really wants to go, she sells it, saying how she wishes it makes someone else laugh now, when the rooster disappears in thin air, making some eerie sounds. As Amanda is excited to get on the train to London, a mysterious character emerges from underneath the sofa and attacks Amanda to steal some coins, when the viewers can help her get the creature off of her or let it steal some coins. Helping Amanda, she pays Gretchen, the train conductor, when she sits on the toy train going in circles, when in regret she mentions how she wished that she could actually travel and see the world, yet again indicating how she is a real person trapped into the cartoon show realm. This brings about the end of the tape when Margaret hears sounds echoing from around the library. That's when a long black arm with a claw for hand breaks the ceiling, offering Margaret another tape labeled as "Watch Me," wanting her to watch the tape. Horrified to what she's witnessing, she takes the tape carefully, one step at a time, quickly taking the tape and stepping back when she notices the arm withdrawing and disappearing back into the ceiling. Getting curious to what the tape contains, yet scared, always watching behind her shoulders to make sure the monster doesn't come from behind, she puts the tape into the player. The tape is a summary of many tapes compiled together, which we will possibly watch in the full release of the game in fall of 2024. But some of the audio cuts in the tapes further indicate that Rebecca is trapped within this world, explaining how she feels awfully lonely at night, and that they shouldn't talk about certain group of people, possibly being Hamlin. In the description of the game on the Steam page, it mentions how Riley goes to the local public library in Kinsdale, where she is greeted by a masked figure who explains that they knew her Aunt Kate. They explain that Aunt Kate hid something in the library and that there's a powerful entity who is drawn to the tapes, which is most likely the demonic entity that is holding Amanda, or more appropriately, Rebecca. In the meantime, Amanda in the show is now aware of Riley's presence and is doing everything to find a way to free herself. But as the entity is also aware of her presence, Riley is at a huge risk. So it seems this little demo of Amanda the Adventurer 2 is a prologue of how a librarian called Margaret finds a strange tape left for her to watch by her colleague called Sophie. She explains that she found it in the book returned cabinet, a place which the tape shouldn't have been in. So according to what is mentioned in the description, Aunt Kate most likely left the tape in the cabinet for the librarian to find, someone who knew her, so that no one else gets their hands on it. What is not clear is why Kate wouldn't leave them next to the other tapes for Riley to find. Maybe she was in a hurry, or maybe the demon was after her, so she had to lose her tracks. Anyway, Riley gets greeted by a masked figure who clearly doesn't want their identity to be discovered, which could most likely be this librarian called Margaret, as they show her the tape, the thing hidden by Kate. I'm not sure how they knew it's appropriate to show the tape to Riley, but as the news probably went around of the niece of Kate being around the town and that she inherited the house, it would be appropriate to tell her about the strange tape, so that maybe she knows something of it. But of course, realizing the stakes are much higher with a demonic entity on the loose, Margaret or maybe Sophie hid their identity to protect themselves. It's no surprise by now as well that Rebecca, playing the role for Amanda is desperately trying to free herself, but she doesn't know how, and the demon is always watching. Anyway, this brings us to the end of the video, folks. If you have any theories, make sure to put them down in the comments below. As always, it's been your host Star, and I will see you on another video. Have a fantastic day.